Everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to, I can't believe it, another pot of fame. We are wrapping up the month of July and I'm gearing up for 2 vending weekends ahead of me, and I am gearing up for a Las Vegas work week and then gearing up the collection for me to be absent while I travel to Africa. So it's a very busy time of the year for me, but I love sitting down once a month and sharing with you a handful of plants that are doing very well for me regardless of my busy schedule. And I wanted to kind of focus on houseplants today, and hopefully by the time this video goes live, which I think I will be maybe back from Africa, the plants are still looking decent, because I'm really surprised of the state of the plants that I'm going to be sharing with you today with my schedule of not really being with the collection full time. So without further ado, let's get started and give this video a thumbs up, if not for me, for the plants for giving new leaves. The first one that I want to share with, and I try to pick different plants every month because I have so many plants that are giving me new growth, and I can't sit here all day and share with you every single new progress, but I like to at least switch it up with sharing and highlighting different plants once a month so that they get spotlighted. So this was a philodendron. I want to say this is a red emerald, and this philodendron has been with me for a while. This one was part of one of my plant trades, and it's a very gorgeous house plant. As you can see, it's nicely staked up. I did a very big, I think it was, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, where I did a bunch of DIY coco coir poles and moss poles. And if you are new to the channel, just go ahead and look for it amongst the hundreds of videos on this channel. And I staked up a bunch of plants, small plants, large plants, and so far, as you can see, it's loving the setup. There's tons of new growth. There's a new leaf unfurling here, and I want to say this plant is doing good. I mean, it's been with me for some time now. You know, these type of plants, you can either have them trail, which you guys seen recently where I moved one of my philodendrons to the inside of my studio and it's kind of growing right against my window like a crazy plant. And that plant was actually trailed up onto a pole for a minute and it just outgrew the pole, and I'm like, okay, I need to switch things up. So I may do that when I come back from Africa and maybe move another 1 or 2 more plants in the studio to have it kind of trail crazy, because they're just getting too long for my coco coir poles. But for now, as you can see, you can have small and large poles to help stake up your plant, and apparently it likes living in the patio. So this one is doing really good, and I wanted to at least share this plant on the channel, at least for an update. I don't think I've shared this plant on the channel recently. So fun new growth, and this one is living currently by the water fountain. And my water fountain, I feel like I need to get the pump out and clean it because it's not that powerful. You can usually hear it from here. Another plant that I wanted to share with the channel that's doing really good, maybe in your part of the world this is a common plant or maybe a not so common plant. This is a silver satin pothos. This lives in my studio full time, and I wanted to share with you the unfurling leaves that it's giving me. Tons of new growth, and I just love seeing these lush big leaves in the studio. I like to have this in my macrame hanger, but the only thing with having macrame hanger, especially a 3-tier one, you have to take it out of the hanger and then go and water. Very easy propagator. If I really wanted to, I could take a cutting or 2, which I would probably take from these trails. I can share them, I can gift them, I can propagate it and take it to the Las Vegas collection. So that's the cool thing about plants. But I definitely wanted to share with you the new leaves because they're just so cute, and it has that light tinge of green color, and then it gets into this dark green vampy velvety color. Very lovely plant. I purchased this plant so many times and it's just so beautiful to have in the studio. So if you're looking for a trailing plant that has some really interesting patterns on the leaves, I highly suggest this plant. So we'll see. Maybe whenever I take these big trips, I always like propagating right before I leave, and then when I come back, kind of check to see what the status is. Did it give me any new roots? So we'll see, maybe I might take from that plant. Another one that's very interesting to see, give some kind of plant update, is this Alocasia that I recently got. And with Alocasias, and I'll share with you towards the end of today's video, we'll go into the patio because there's some plants that I can't bring here. Two of my Alocasias, I believe, gave me beautiful, gorgeous leaves. They're right by the fountain, but these plants are very hit and miss. And I had the Alocasia poly, or the African mask. It's a wider form of the same type of leaf. I got that plant 3 times, didn't do well with me. I'm not buying it anymore. And then when I seen this particular Alocasia, I was like, you know what, let me try it. It's living in the bathroom. There's a new leaf, but you know, some Alocasias, like say like the black velvet, when it gives you a new leaf, one dies off. So let's see when I come back from Las Vegas. As you can see, like already this is happening where there's browning on the tips, so this one might go as this one unfurls. So I'm gonna track this plant, but I was really shocked to see that it's giving me a new leaf. So it loves living in the bathroom. Another plant that I want to talk about, okay, let's get into the rare plants before we get into the patio. I wanted to share with you my Philodendron silver sword. It's a rare sought out plant, and I'm surprised it's doing good with me traveling. It looks kind of crazy, but I wanted to bring your attention to 2 leaves that are going to unfurl for me. We have this leaf right here on the top part section of the mother plant, and then we have one here as well. So 2 new leaves unfurling for me, and maybe when I'm back from Las Vegas they'll be unfurled, and then I'll share it probably on my Patreon page. But yeah, I really love it. In fact, I see one more leaf here unfurling, so there's 2. Wow, that's so interesting. So if you look here, there's 1 leaf unfurling, and then another one right here. So pretty. So I'm not going to touch it. It's just going to be as is. And also, as I look at the plant here, there's some new activity happening here. So this is a very rare plant, very expensive plant. So I mean, it did struggle with me traveling, but the fact that it's giving me new leaves, I feel somewhat okay of the condition of the plant. So for the amount of traveling that I do, this plant, like, I can't complain. It could be better, but I'm hardly here, so I'm gonna give it credit for giving me these new leaves. And this will probably be one of the first things I look at when I'm back from Las Vegas. So I'll look at it in a week and a half and see what's going on with those 2 new leaves coming up. Another fun one that I wanted to share is my Philodendron squamiferum. This plant was also the second time coming into the collection. The first one that I bought, this is a rare Philodendron. This is the second one that I brought into the collection. The first one that I got never made it. It was plant goes, one of my favorite plants in the collection, and I don't know what happened. All of the leaves fell off, and that was that. So I got another one through a plant trade through one of you guys, and I recently restaked it, put it in a different planter in my recent planting with Jewelyn, and it's doing really good. Like, I'm really surprised. New leaf, new leaf, new leaf, and look at this, so fun. New leaf, and then down here you can see there's a baby right there. So you know, these adult leaves, and I'm gonna have to prune this one off, which is really sad for me. They're very, I don't know, I feel like they give me a lot of stress, because they'll brown like this and then you're gonna just have to say goodbye to it. And the fact that this plant is rare and expensive, that's one of the last things you want to do, is say goodbye to a leaf. But I can't believe it. Ever since I staked it up and put it into this planter in a recent planting with Jewelyn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new leaves, and the baby is growing big down here. So this is definitely a very fun update, and hopefully it will be okay while I'm gone traveling this upcoming month for August, because it's a very rare plant. What I plan on doing for the collection, anytime I leave for a chunk of time, I always water right before I leave, and I water as soon as I come back. And this squamiferum is probably going to live in the bathroom while I'm away traveling. Another fun update is a new plant, and is part of my birthday plant haul. One of the plants that I got from the Bay Area, another philodendron. In my part of the world, it is rare and expensive, and ever since I planted it up and staked it up, it gave me a new gorgeous leaf. How pretty is that? So I definitely wanted to share with you the update. So it's interesting to see plants who's been with me for a while unfurl new leaves, and then interesting to see a new plant that I recently added to the collection, decided to stake it up, and it gave me a very fun, beautiful plant update for you guys. So I think I'm loving the look, because at first when I planted this up, I was like, okay, let me see how I like the look of it being planted, staked up, because when I got it, it was just falling and trailing down, and I wasn't too sure. But I'm glad. I think I made the decision of staking it up, and then the gorgeous new leaf unfurling. So we'll see what it looks like when I'm back from traveling in August. So I think what we're gonna do is I'll share with you, which you've already seen on Thursday's check-in, which the video went up way before this video. So while I'm sitting here, I wanted to share with you the star of the show, the gorgeous Monstera Thai constellation, and it gave me a new gorgeous leaf. And I photographed this leaf yesterday, and I'm gonna print it out, frame it, and put it in my new Las Vegas room, just to kind of encapsulate and remember this time. And of course, when I do these monthly pot of fames, it also helps me track the collection and my little monthly growth updates. But this is definitely the best unfurled leaf of all pot of fames, I think, in my opinion. Sound off in the comments down below if you've been watching pot of fame for a while. I've been doing it for well over a year, and I'm just really happy because I know I talked about it on Thursday's check-in, where I wasn't really happy with me traveling and coming back to browning leaves. My Monstera albo is living next to this Thai constellation, no pollens at all, no browning, but for whatever reason my Thai constellation has some browning tips, and it is what it is. I'm just happy that it still was able to produce a new leaf for me, and a gorgeous leaf, and I just have to look at the positive parts of the plant and not on the browning side. But we'll see how long this will stick around. But I'm glad I was able to get a photograph of it yesterday. So let's go to the patio. I'm gonna share with you plants that I'm not able to bring here, and then we'll wrap up today's video. So here we are by the fountain, and I'm like, there's so many things happening here. I mean, I could like share with you so many new unfurling leaves that's coming up in the collection, but I'll be here forever sharing with you all of the new leaves. But here is one of the leaves that I wanted to share for pot of fame. Look at this beautiful alocasia. Like, seriously, I love it. So gorgeous. And then another one here. So the alocasias, they love living, you know, right by the fountain. And then look at this, my red Congo philodendron, beautiful unfurled leaf. So those are the big babies. And then George back here, beautiful fenestrated leaf. Georgia, you want to say hi to the channel with your new unfurled leaf? Take a look at this. It's perfect. I don't want to damage it because he's kind of hiding back here, but this is a perfect leaf. Look at this. Gorgeous. And then coming up another one back here. So George is doing good, living by the fountain, hanging out with his plant friends. I know at one part he was in the back part of the patio getting trashed on. But yeah, very fun update in this section. Literally, I could just kind of share with you all of the fun updates. This is my Cissus quadrangularis. All right. So thumbs up the video for the plants by the fountain giving me new leaves. We'll wrap up the video here with my Hoya Bella doing great. I have two. We don't want to look at this one because this one was not happy where it was living on my vintage wild plant stand with too much sun. And I traveled for work and I came home and the plant was not good. So I have it living in the shade, and hopefully I don't know if I can save it, but at least I have 2, because last year I started this whole journey with my resin art, and my Hoya bellas were the first plants for me to harvest the blooms and make some fun art pieces. So I love the Hoya bella. It's so gorgeous, and my Hoyas are just in bloom season right now. So I just wanted to share with you the status of one of them. And while I'm here, this is one section of my Hoya compacta, still giving me some fun updates. Hopefully I'll be home as the plant gives me lots of new updates and growth. So pretty. So guilty that I can't share everything for Pot of Fame. And then here's the last one that I'm gonna walk past and share with you. My Hoya obovata, my mother plant. This thing is long, traily, and crazy. I could definitely have it probably touch the ground, but if you see here, there's lots of new growth every part of the whole mother plant. So wanted to share with you. Cute little leaves. All right, you guys, that is gonna wrap up another Pot of Fame for the month of July. And I think by the time this video goes up, I don't think I'll be in Africa. I think I will be back from Africa, and then I'll go into next month's Pot of Fame, and we'll see what plants I share next month, because it'll be the plants that survive while I travel for the summer. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing these fun updates. I think I got a good mixture of plant updates to share with you for the month of July, August. I'm just really happy that like my rare staked up plants, even though with my absence of not really being here and they look kind of dramatic, but the fact that they're giving me new leaves gives me hope, and hopefully they'll be able to survive with me being away. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and in the comments down below, let me know what plants are giving you new growth in your collection, small or big. And I will see you next month for Pot of Fame, and I'll see you every day between both channels. You get a video at 5 a.m. California time. So if you are new, subscribe between the main channel and the vlog channel. 5 a.m. video goes live in my part of the world. And if you're interested in any of my resin art from small to big, you can reach out to me, Planting with Jewelyn, Jewel of Hawaii on Instagram, or would like to support any of my grandma's handmade goods. And I will see you very soon on the main channel. I'm gonna go back into doing some planting with Jewelyns. So these are the type of videos that I'm trying to do right before vending weekend, which is the next 3 days, and then going back to Las Vegas for 5 days, then coming back for 2 days to vend, and then I'm out of here and it's time to explore. So stick around. I would like to see you guys on the vlog channel for Travel with Jewelyn Africa, and I just thank you guys so much, especially my Patreons, for supporting me and to be able to give you guys daily videos here on the channel. I will see you soon. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye.